Today we're going to talk about SAAB emblems, specifically the one on the front of a SAAB 9000. They're very similar on a 900 and probably other models as well. The badges or emblems should look like this, but frequently look like that. And we're going to talk about how to make that piece of garbage look instead like this in about 5 minutes. So first, of course, you need a new badge to put on. This is one of the best ones I've ever been able to find. I bought it on eBay. They have a SAAB part number on them, and they look for all the world like a real SAAB part. They may be replicas. I actually kind of hope they are, because otherwise the world's going to run out of them. There's another type I've purchased before, which is actually a sticker that you put on over the top of the faded emblem. And they look okay until you compare them. You can see that this guy's just using kind of a white ink and yellow for the crown and whatnot, and that this one has got depth to it. It's just infinitely better looking than the sticker is. Now, if you can't find anything else, these stickers are pretty darn good, and this one's actually a few years old. They weather better than you think they would. In any case, they all look a lot better than this thing. So let's talk about how we can take this off. So what I'm going to do is use these feeler gauges, and I'm going to use one of the thinnest ones to go ahead and pry the emblem up. I'm using a .005 feeler gauge, and I'm going to protect the paint with this little piece of plastic cup. I've taken it and cut it to roughly the shape of the emblem, and the reason I've done that is just simply to give a little margin of protection to the emblem while I kind of pry this guy underneath to keep me from actually scratching the paint. You can see it goes right under, and I'm just going to work my way around here slowly, just kind of pushing it off of the paint. If you don't use some plastic or some paper or some cardboard or something underneath this, you're fairly likely to end up scratching the paint, because the paint is raised all around here. The body shape, as you'll see when you start playing with it, is actually raised, and so as I move that piece of metal around, it's going to end up scratching your paint. And I'm sure you're aware, paint comes off a lot easier than it goes back on, so you don't want to do that. Now I've moved to a much larger gauge, 017, and it's strong enough for me to kind of lift a little bit as I go around. The other one was very, very flexible. Again, just slowly popping this up. And now, as you can see, my little plastic protector is actually sliding underneath the emblem. Now keep in mind as you're doing this that the emblem itself is secured by these two little tabs on the back. And they're roughly here and here. And so really what you're trying to do, if you don't have the adhesive on the back, like this style, where you have to kind of press in with the feeler gauge all the way around it, all you really need to do is free it from these two tabs. So I believe this is actually almost free. So now I'm just going to start carefully lifting side to side to get it off. And when it gets up to the top, I can actually just use my fingers, pull it off the rest of the way. Now there it is. And right here you can see there are a couple of plastic grommets. And here's the piece I took off. It's got the pins on it. And so we're darn near done. It'll probably be the last time I end up washing that spot for a few years. And just for comparison's sake, the three examples I have here. So this is your old emblem. This is the emblem that's more of a sticker. And finally, this is the new one that we're putting on, just so you can see the difference between the three. I'm going to dry this off the shop towel as best I can. Just take and align the pins and press it down securely. And that sucker is not coming off for a lot of years. That's all there is to it.